Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Fireside Chat. My name is Cezar Wiiliams. I am the artistic director of the Fire This Time Festival. I am so happy to have with us today Jeanette Hill, whose work will be featured in this season's 10-minute play festival. Jeanette, welcome to the Fireside Chat.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
We are so excited to have you here. My first question is, please just take a moment to tell us about your play that will be in this year's festival.
My play, Just One Good Day, that will be in this year's festival, is my first foray. I decided that I wasn't quite ready to transition into real therapy. And because I'm a caregiver, I said, it has to go somewhere. So I decided to, and I've had a number of people that understand my situation. They've been encouraging me. And when I saw the invitation, I said, I can do 10 minutes. I don't do them, but I said, better than a full length play. I can do 10 minutes. I can do 10 minutes. And for that day, there was like an incident, and it's like, okay, we have the concept. We can go. Let's go. And that's what happened. The reason I wrote the play, one is because I've been encouraged. Two, because as my friend tells me all the time, it was cheaper than therapy. And I had just reached a point of overwhelm. And as a caregiver, people, if they understand that, you want to do the best you can, but there's a guilt that comes with that because you know you you have limitations. You have limitations. And then there was an incident in which I lost my temper, uh, and it just I said, now might be a good time because I don't journal. I know, so I have over 100 plays, so I don't journal. When I need a dump, I write a play. So I wrote. I decided between tears,
Yes.
let me write. It's only 10 pages. I kept going. It's only 10 pages. It's only 10 pages, and hopefully, because I have friends that have gone through that. I have a friend who recently lost his father who has gone through the same thing I'm going through. And he says, you have no idea the people that you'll help just
Yes.
by telling, a part of your story. And I could not fathom who could possibly be helped by this. Who could,
Oh,
I really couldn't. I can't imagine who would be helped by this because it just seems almost tragic. I hope it helps somebody.
yeah, I think
Uh,
it will.
it's just a play, even though in a very true sense it's about me. It's not about me. It's about the whole issue of being a caregiver for a loved one.
Yes. But that's the
And
beauty of it. When we tell a story that's so specific, it becomes more universal. And I think you've done that in this play.
whatever play I'm doing, I always want it to be more than entertainment. I want people to leave thinking. And this one, I want them to understand. One, yes, as caregivers, we understand that the person we're giving care to is not at fault in any way. But I also really need them to understand that as caregivers, no matter how much we may love that person, no matter how much we might understand, there is still a part of us that feels guilt, that feels inadequate, and that feels anger.
Yes. Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of what I want them to understand. Not to be judgmental,
Yeah.
not to be judgmental. Just understand I write about real life the way Black people live it. And for us, when it comes to caregiving, even though we would say, well, caregiver is a caregiver, trust me, culturally, it's different. I don't know if it was God or if it was, I just been inundated with people telling me what they thought I should be doing. Oh, well, you're doing this, then you need to do this. Well, if you hadn't done this, then that wouldn't happen. Well, why don't you do this? Well, you need to do that. And you need to do that. And one of them she had just come back from a 7-day cruise with her husband, going to Mexico. And I kind of lost it. I said, you went on a 7-day cruise with your husband. I am never going to be able to do that. I am never saying, well, you're feeling sorry for yourself and you're still doing. And then she hung up, and then another family member called, said to say, well, if you wouldn't do this, I said, let me just put everybody on notice. I have one standard answer for everybody because I'm here alone. No one's helping me. It's 24/7, and it's me. It's me. Right. Tell them I said go to hell. And like, you don't want us. Yeah, I do. I do. I am tired. I don't care which way I turn somebody. I'm doing something wrong. So, and I said, and I want to tell, well, if you know what to do, how come you're not here?
Yeah.
Why aren't you here saying, hey, Jeanette, I'm going to show up at 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon, and I'm going to stay there till about 8. Go get your nails done. Go see a movie. Go do something.
Yep.
You or you. I tell people, you know, sometimes I look at caller ID and I see it's you, and I don't answer.
That's right.
Because I know.
Yeah, I don't even feel like I don't feel like explaining myself.
And no matter what I explain, you're going to counter.
It is such a burden, but I wouldn't change it. So that's the thing that's so
No.
interesting about it. It's like how often in life you have these situations that are so hard, but you wouldn't change. You're like,
Yeah,
I want to be there to do it.
Yeah, I don't feel put upon.
Yeah.
We've had a number of great years, so I don't feel put upon. But that doesn't mean that this is something that I said 8 years ago. Okay, wait, in 2020, in 2019, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of you. Let me pencil this in and get ready.
No.
No, it's part of the life process, the life cycle. It happens. I can't tell you why it happened to me.
Yeah.
I can't tell you why it happened to you.
Yeah.
Some people will be together 60 years and never even get a cold.
Yep.
You know, and that's why I couldn't think of a title at first, and he had made a comment one day, because again, it's frustrating. If it's frustrating for me, you have to imagine what it's like for him. And he made a comment about maybe he just won't be here that much. And it hurt me, because I was thinking, hopefully you're not saying that because of anything that I've done, or attitude, or sometimes he said no. Gosh, I said, okay, just can we just have a day where nothing happens? We don't take the wrong medication. We don't fall. We don't have heart palpitation. Can we just have one good day? Just one.
Yeah.
And I was saying it to myself, and I said, I couldn't think of it. I said, this is what we're going to call this play.
That's right. It's the perfect title.
I try to operate from a place of passion that leads me to a process that allows me to reach my purpose.
Mm.
Okay. And I believe my purpose, a lot of the things I write are theme driven. It's domestic abuse, things that happen in the Black community. That Woody Kiyoteri said, you're not afraid to write anything, are you? And I probably not, because I don't know that I'm supposed to be afraid. And so I write about anything, everything that happens to us. And it's because after years of watching us culturally, and always having to be the strong one, always having to be the one that turns the other cheek, always be the one that is the politically correct person. And we don't understand it. When we do that, we're masking a scar, because those things leave scars. They leave scabs, is what they leave. They're scabs because it happens over and over again in different areas until the wound never gets a chance to heal before the next thing happens. Now we have another sore that hopefully in time will lead to a scab. So, which is unfortunately us covering it up. Okay, well, I can't tell anybody that this happened to us, because we're going to make Cezar's family look bad. This is going to do this. So, and we always become, I told a friend of mine, I said, at some point, as a race, okay, Black folks are going to have to come off the cross. Okay, Jesus paid it all. Jesus, we are going to have to come off the cross and understand it. I really think my goal, a friend and I were talking about this the other day, and he said, well, what do you, I said, I think my theme is always, first we start with, okay, the African proverb, for as long as the hunter writes history, the lion story will never be told.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the lion. I'm that lion.
Yep.
I'm the lion that's going to tell our stories. And so then I said, okay, but how are you going to tell us? So we have to tell our stories authentically with our voice. And we need to tell our stories. They don't need to be adapted. They don't need to be collaborated with. We need to tell our stories. And we need to tell it in our voice, which means I write stories about people. I have white playwrights and directors ask me this all the time. Well, why do you say that? I said, because I write plays about real life, which is true. I write about evergreen situations, husbands, babies, whatever, but the way Black people live.
Do you have any other projects or productions coming down the pipeline?
We do. Okay, we just last weekend they just AGM in Harlem. They just did a reading of my play Saturdays, which is a four-woman ensemble play. Black Spectrum is going to do a world premiere of another play of mine called The Wednesday Woman, because I can't. They told me, say, you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to just do things in Queens. You're good. You're good enough. You can do Manhattan. You can do Manhattan. Come on over. I said, okay, well, let's see if we can make this happen. So we're working on seeing what we could do. You know, the play that we did a reading of at National too was another one that's one of those other great stories where, can I tell it really quickly?
Yes,
it's amazing. The play is called The Best Lesson. And I try to, all of my plays have women over 40, men and women over 40, because that's the group that's being neglected right now. They keep saying it's the young people, but it's really not. It's really not. It's black men and women over 40 in the arts. Those are the people who are being overlooked and dismissed.
yes.
And as a consequence of that, become discouraged and disheartened. Yeah. And so everything I write, it happens in the Amen circle, and there's going to always be a main character over 40. Will always be. Unless you tell me I'm writing for middle school kids, and then I'll probably throw a 40-year-old teacher in there. And so I wrote this play about a middle-aged woman whose husband of 20 years left her for a younger girl who was, the tagline is half her age and twice her bra size. She's furious because she thought she had it together. She had a career, and he just up and left her. And so she decides, and it happens to women, you know, your confidence is shaken. She starts doing a revolving door of men in her bed to try to show herself that she's still desirable. She says she's trying to show him, but she's really trying to prove to herself that she's desirable. And it leads to a tragedy and all this stuff. But it happened at a time when I was ready to quit. I just was not going to write anymore. I was done. I was so disheartened, and everybody, well, you write too Black, you write too this, you write too that. Nobody wants to do your work. Nobody's going to come and see your work. And I was so discouraged. And two friends of mine said, well, there are two festivals. And I never said, okay, there's the Kingdom Wood Festival and there's the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. Send something to them. I don't have anything. Just send something. His favor is all over me. God decided that both those festivals would be held in Atlanta. He also decided both those festivals would be held within the same 3 dates. And so the founder of the festival says, we have another award. It said, it didn't went out right, but everybody that saw this fell in love. They fell in love. So we went back to the board, and the board decided that they would create a special award for this particular play. And the name of the play is The Best Lesson. I won 2 national awards within 12 hours.
Wow.
For the same play in 12 hours. And I started crying. I couldn't even talk. I was just like, am I good? Well, the girl, she said, and you wanted to quit.
Yeah. If folks want to learn more about you and more about your work, how can they do that?
We're updating it, but there's still some information out there on JeanetteHill.com.
Okay.
If you go out there, you'll see, you won't see 100 of my plays, but you'll see a list of plays that I've done and self-produced over the years. So you'll see that, and I think there may be a clip or 2 out there.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for taking time to join us on this Fireside Chat. I want to thank Jeanette Hill. Everyone, please come out and check out the Fireside Time Festival opening on January 23rd, 2025. We can't wait to see you there. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm planning to be there too.